They say Danger is his middle name. And last time on Pro Rustock, Bronc rider Heath DeMoss conquered the stud who landed him flat on his broken back the last time they met. This time, his trip earned him a front row seat to the Final Four round here in Mercedes, Texas. Not to be outdone, Bareback rider Jared Keelan has fought his way back from injury in Florida and is once again poised to take over the lead in the world standings with one more great ride tonight. And the Bulls, oh, the Bulls. Last week, these ferocious beasts put 3 riders flat on their back, and with only one less standing at the end of the day. That would be world average champion Shane Rickley. Who will win the day this week? Find out next as the PRS crowns as champions at the southern tip of Texas. Welcome once again to Mercedes, Texas, where the fans have come from all up and down the valley for tonight's conclusion of the Bulls, Broncs, and Bucks here at the annual Rio Grande Valley Livestock Show. It's a festive atmosphere, as just to our left are the bright lights of the Midway, where fairgoers are enjoying everything from cotton candy to roller coasters. And tonight, here in the arena, we may see some rough rides. Hello, everyone. I'm Justin McKee alongside world champion bareback rider Kelly Timberman and the amazing racer PBR finalist Gordon McCoy. We're pleased to have you with us here on RFD TV tonight for the Wrangler Final Four round here in Mercedes. Our bareback, saddle bronc, and bull riders have been narrowed down to the top 4 in each event, and they'll be riding for their share of $30,000 here tonight. Kelly, let's get right to it with the bareback matchups.
Yeah, Jared Keelan had the best ride by far last week at 85 points on Colin Pickett's Scarlet Belle. You know, coming in tonight, he's got a horse called Barcode that's going to be a lot like the horse he had last time in the Longo. Going to be electric, fun to watch. The pick of the day for the best horse, I would think, would be Freckled Frog of Jared Smith. He just does something to those horses, makes them really buck. So I'm looking for that to be an exciting ride also.
As we get ready to ride, just a reminder that you can go to ProRustock.com at any time for more information on all the riders, including up-to-date stats and personal profiles. Well, Matt Bright is going to be the first bareback rider, and he has drawn the Pickett Pro Rodeo horse called Top Honor. Matt is #1 for the season.
You know, Matt's first ride was, wasn't too favorable of a horse, a little bit strong, something he's been on before, but coming in today, he's got those consistent starts. He's been riding really good throughout the year so far, really chasing that top lead, so, I look for him to do good today.
Well, we'll wait and see what the judges have to say about this. Cord, the horse just really kind of leveled out toward the end of that 8 seconds.
He did, and Justin, that's the most important jumps. And when you get 6-7 seconds, that's the last thing the judges remember in their minds. So right here, when it gets to 6, the horse kind of cuts out and quits kicking down the fence. It doesn't help his scoring there at the end.
Well, on a judging standpoint, too, when a horse gets into the fence like that and kind of quits, they're not going to kill the animal for that because it is something that's an interference that doesn't have anything to do with him. But still, the horse could have been a little bit better, I would think.
81 is the score. So we go now to Jared Smith from Eastland, Texas. Here's the guy who's 26 years old and has that horse you really like, Freckled Frog from Pickett Pro Rodeo.
And I just love this horse. He's trying to hit him in the main line, spurring over. It's not affecting his upper body too much till the end there.
Till the end.
But that was the fence. That horse came off the fence, but across there, he's going for the win. He's trying to get that exposure, hitting him up in the main line. Great start. Horse is kind of wild, wanting to fade across there, really buck. But a guy's going for first. He's going to try to hit that main. It's a 2-inch target. You've got to go up there to try to beat these guys on the top. And right here, he does it again. And right at the fence, the horse jukes, gets him out of whack. But still, if you're going to go for the win, you've got to go for the exposure points. You draw a good horse. That's what
I got a new nickname for Jared Smith, Full Throttle. I'll tell you what, now that it was full throttle ride, 85 points. Now to Smiley. Here's Caleb Bennett out of Utah, #9 in points, and he's got that Delta Dawn from Pickett Pro Rodeo.
Yeah, this is a sister to Delta Ship that goes to the finals every year. Just a young horse. Really didn't have a set pattern, but she bucks like she's been going down the road all year long.
Has Caleb been having a little trouble in those horses that are moving away from his hand?
Yeah, in all of bareback right now, I mean, you get sore. You got to think that these guys they're going to rodeos all winter long, and the travel, the bombardment on your body when you're riding bareback horses is tough. But when you got one like this and see his head whacking over that horse's back end, just a tad behind, and you can imagine what that feels like. Somebody coming up with a 20-pound sledgehammer and just hitting you right between the
normal person would have gotten knocked out on the first jump. Here is Jared Keelan, number 3 in points. He is on barcode from Pickett Pro Rodeo. Here's the man who was second at Lexington and was 91 in Jacksonville.
You know, these two horses that he's had here at Mercedes have been almost identical. They both come out and have a little bit of a weaker start and then blow up and really buck. This horse is a little bit more consistent, not quite as flashy, but Jared sits up there and just he did everything correctly. Good start. His upper body doesn't move. He's going for the exposure points, doesn't miss a lick. He's helping the horse out, and at the same time, at the end, because he's in front of that horse, the horse gets better.
Jared Smith is in the lead, but Jared Keelan needs an 83, and he gets it. He gets an 86, and he's going to get the championship. What a year Jared Keelan is having here on the Pro Rough Stock Tour. Take a look at the final results. Smith ends up number 2. Bright and Bennett round out the top 4. Let's hear from the champ.
I couldn't be more thankful, Miss Kayla. I'm so happy just to be a part of this thing, and it gives me a real good opportunity to, you know, do something that I love and still get home in time to hang out with a wife and the kids. I'm plumb tickled for the 2 horses. You don't get 2 in a row like that very often, but I'm awful thankful for it.
And tell me about your ride on barcode.
You know, I didn't really know at first. Like, he run out there so fast and kicked real hard, and I think muscle memory just may have took over at that point, and I just kind of bared down and kind of a save yourself kind of ordeal. But it felt good, and I'm glad it worked out great.
Well, congratulations to Jared Keelan. It looks like Matt Bright will still have enough points to maintain his lead in the world standings, but we'll have official results later on tonight. Right now, bull riding is on the horizon. Last week, it was a brutal display of bull power. What will be in store for tonight? Find out next. Rough Cuts, the official PRS fan newsletter, is ready for delivery into your inbox. Just go to ProRoughStock.com and subscribe for free. It'll be delivered every other week and with news, videos, podcasts, ticket information, and special deals on fan merchandise. Now, Cord McCoy, as we get ready for bull riding, I noticed a new stock contractor on the list with a familiar name.
Yes, sir. That'd be Joe Wimberly. He's brought a small pen of bulls to this event. In case you're wondering, indeed, he is the father of 2013 PRS World Champion McKenna Wimberly. Earlier this afternoon, we had a chance to ask him about his philosophy on raising bucking bulls.
It's the first time that Joe Wimberly is getting to showcase some of his bucking bulls at the PRS level. I talked to him a little earlier tonight, and he says he has a different philosophy when it comes to raising bucking bulls.
I was raising bulls before raising bulls was cool. I bred my first bucking bull. I always wanted to growing up, but I raised my first bull and bred my first cow in 1989. I really don't like raising the big bad eliminators. I like raising really good bulls, fast spinning, high jumping. We were talking about bucking bulls the other day, and I said I don't want a wrestler. I want a ballerina. And that's what I try to get.
Well, Joe has one ballerina in the Final Four pin. It just happens to be our leader, Shane Rickley, has got him drawn. Now, Shane has to get by them first couple of moves because this bull is unpredictable. Just remember, Shane's the only one with a score going into the Final Four round, so he's got the upper hand on the rest of the guys.
Which also means if anyone can post a score above 69 in this round, they will take the lead, which would be great news for Tag Elliott. If he wins this round, he takes over the lead in the world standings, and the Jacksonville champion, Tag Elliott, will be the first in the Final Four round rides. So here he is, going up against Right Stuff from Bar S Bucking Bulls. Here's the man, Tag Elliott, number 3 in points. He won Jacksonville last week, the only man to ride 2. It's on.
Well, Justin, we talked about it last week. They've set aside. What did they get? A reride? That bull kind of stumbled there. That bull kind of stumbles there. I don't know. Looking to the judge.
I think he slapped him before he did.
Oh, I see.
He slapped him.
No score. But what I was saying, they set these top 4 bulls for the short round now. These guys are going to face some challenges this week.
Tyler Kijak from Knoxville, Tennessee, made the short round in Lexington. would like to make a qualified ride in the short round here in Mercedes Danger Zone from J.C. Knapp has got him beat around the corner.
That was a draw for the short round. The bull away from his hand. You know, that sometimes is the bad thing. You know exactly what that bull is going to do, but you still got to let the bull move first. You got to follow them.
Bowed him down over the front end, and I mean 1.5 seconds. That buck off happened faster than a car wash minute. So it's Toby Collins up next from Victoria, Australia, and Bogo, Bar-S Bucking Bulls, and Toby Collins getting ready to go.
Another little bull hopping, skipping away from his hand there. You know, sometimes that's at his own difficulty. A bigger bull, there's so much more to get a hold of. There's not much to get a hold of him. When he hops and skips, you see those feet, there's not much bull to hang on to, so you got to stay in the middle.
No score for Toby Collins, who came a long way to Mercedes, Texas. And that means Shane Rickley is going to get the championship no matter what happens here. The only man to ride in the long go. Everybody's bucked off in the short go. Here's the unpredictable bull from Joe Wimberly called Caught by Surprise.
Oh.
Well, I'll say this about the Final Four in bull riding. These guys uglied it up.
It wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty, but Shane Rickley still got the championship. You know, he'll take it. He'll take it.
I mean, like a celebrity mugshot, ugly. Shane Rickley gets the ugly win with a 69 in the long go. Let's hear from the champ.
Another win again, and you rode the bull Caught by Surprise. Still never ridden, but nonetheless, you're taking home a win tonight.
Yes, ma'am. I'm happy to get that, but I still go back to the drawing boards and get better from it, hopefully.
It looks like there'll be a change in the world standings in bull riding, and Shane Rickley will cash a pretty good check after tonight. Next up, Saddle Bronc. Heath DeMoss had the crowd fired up last week. Can he match that and win his first Trace Rio Silver Buckle of the year? We'll know more right after this. Get to know your pro rough stock riders personally each week with the official PRS podcast, Masters of the Ride. You can find it at proroughstock.com. Just click on podcast. You can also subscribe on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you find your favorite podcast. After watching the bull riding, Kelly, I think we're going to send the bull riders over to the carnival to see if they can stay on the tilt-a-whirl for a nice confidence booster right there. Hopefully the Bronc riders will have a little better luck.
Yeah, you know, we're coming into the Bronc ride, and Heath DeMoss, he tackled that dragon. I look for him to make a big sigh of relief and just really come in for the win. Another guy that's impressed me is Cody England. He's really starting his horses strong in the Bronc ride, and that's so important to finishing a good ride. So those two are my top picks.
First up in the chutes is Eric Wolford, the number 2 Saddle Bronc rider. We watched him in the Bareback riding, and here he is on Momentum Shifter from Pickett Pro Rodeo. Here's the man that was second at Jackson on the show last week, and oh boy, I mean, now that horse had some moves.
Ooh, we talk about the start and how important it is. Even though we don't have the markout reel, we judge you on the quality of your start because it's so important to the basis of making a qualified ride. And right there, you see his right leg. As soon as that horse left the chute, he didn't even try to keep that foot up there and got bucked off because of it.
I think in the country they call that mallards because he got some ducks.
Let's go to the Missouri man, Doug Aldridge from Carthage, Missouri, 14th in points of the season. Shifter extended from Pickett Pro Rodeo, going to take a little run and set it up.
Boy, he had a great start. Looked like everything is going really good, and then right here at the end got a little loose, but the horse seemed like he was pretty good. I mean, you know, not probably a Final Four matchup, so to speak. Maybe the horse had a bad day, moved out a little bit, but the kid sat up there and really made an aggressive, strong ride.
So Doug Aldridge with a 77 will score 150 points and take the lead here early on in the Final Four showdown round. Now up is Cody Anglin out of New South Wales, Australia, Wagga Wagga, New South Wales to be exact. All Night Alive from Pickett Pro Rodeo is a bucking horse.
That horse really reared out of there, come around that post a little bit and got him standing in that left stirrup, and I don't think he never got back in the middle of that horse coming around there. See how he's in that left stirrup there? Horse is just picking him right up over there, and he's trying to get squared up, trying to get over, trying to make a win, and that horse just never allowed him to get back in the middle.
Well, I seen the horse All Night Alive. I thought the time change would help him out on that horse, but it didn't there about 6 seconds.
So a no score for Cody Anglin. Doug Aldridge is still in the lead with his traveling partner Heath DeMoss to go. Heath, who won the average at the finals last year, finished in the top 3 for the standings. and he has got Fade Away from Pickett Pro Rodeo.
It's so cool to watch a guy that's on top of his game. He just sits there, gets up underneath that rein, nods his head. Great start. When the horse bucks, he's in time, he's in front of him, he's lifting on his rein, doing everything correctly. I mean, that right there is just a nice
He's got the
bronc
confidence, too. You know, we talked about him last week, slaying the dragon. It's relaxing. Now he can just sit back and kick and make the best ride that he can now.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's favorite human 5-hour energy drink right there. Heath DeMoss is going to get his first win of the season and probably climb into the top 12 for points for the year. There you have it, 161 on a pair. Doug Aldridge finishes number 2. Let's hear from Danger.
There we was sure enough doing the clickety-clack, and heck, I thought we were working on being 90 until we got to that fence, and then he threw a bunch of didos in there, and I didn't exactly ride him right through all that, but it was enough for the win. I'm happy about that.
More to come from Mercedes as we highlight the top performances of the night and update the world standings.
There's a reason it's called rough stock. Just ask these guys. Tough, determined, not afraid of danger. I don't know about you, but I'd like to get to know them. Now you can. mastersoftheride.com. Be inspired.
Stay in touch with the PRS through one of our many social media channels. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and subscribe to us on Instagram. Also, Pro Rough Stock has its own channel on YouTube where you can watch past episodes and more behind-the-scenes videos from the tour. The PRS has certainly enjoyed the hospitality and friendliness we've experienced during our visit here in Mercedes, and we are pleased to be a part of the 2015 Rio Grande Valley Livestock Show. Now in its 76th year, Kayla Zadell learned a little bit more.
Yeah, this is going into for our 76th year of the Rio Grande Valley Livestock Show. We've been around 76 years. We have probably 2,600 kids exhibiting 6,000 projects. So our 4-H and FFA programs and our open breeding cow programs, open show programs have been really good. They're open to people from all over the state. They bring their cattle in and hogs or whatever. And so we've just been growing every year.
Oh, yes. Like you see right now, the traffic that's coming in right now, it's bumper to bumper all the way up and down the expressways trying to get in. We will log no telling how many on the weekends here. I've been with this stock show ground since the 40s, and I've been with it ever since. I'm one of the board of directors, and I've been on there 25 years now. And my kids showed livestock here. My grandkids have showed livestock here. Now I've got some great grandkids that I'm hoping I'm still here so I can watch them show.
So it sounds like this is one of the things that have been passed down from generation to generation.
Right. It sure has been, and it's been lots of fun.
It's been just a unique situation. You know, we're here in the valley. We're the largest event south of San Antonio here in South Texas, and probably the 5th largest stock show in the state, behind Houston, San Antonio, some of the larger stock shows. But again, we've just been very blessed, and our show just keeps growing. Our kids, it's really neat to see our kids that are coming up, and our whole thing is supporting agriculture. You know, bringing these kids up, learning about agriculture. This is where our food comes from. This is where our clothes come from. And so, getting our kids, a lot of them are not going back to the family farms. They're going on to something else. So we got to get our youth interested in agriculture, or you know, we just can't rely on people like Roland. You know, I mean, he's done his time, and so he needs to retire. You know, but he's still out there running that tractor and planting them crops. And so that's our main goal, is to educate children in the way of agriculture. And our scholarship program is huge. You know, we give back. This last year we gave back in the form of from our sale, premium monies, prizes and everything. What went back to our exhibitors was around $1.5 million, and that was in scholarships and different prize monies and things. So our sale of champions. So we're very proud of that we can help these kids financially, to help them further their education, and that's what we're all about.
Gentlemen, let's check out the updated 2015 World Standings. Keep in mind that the top 12 riders at the end of the season are invited to the 2015 PRS World Finals.
Yeah, Matt Bright, he's still number one, just barely holding on to the lead above Jared Keelan. But we got some guys that are coming back. Josie Young just moved up to 5th. And then look down, Jared Smith jumped up to number 9 in the PRS Bareback standings.
And in bull riding, Shane Rickley is picking up where he left off, winning the average at the finals last year.
He did. You know, you could see the Rocky Boot rider Shane Rickley had that in his eye last year after the PRS World Finals, but he's got the young gun, Garrett Tribble, right there at number 2. Trent Cormier, Tag Elliott falling right up number 4.
And in the saddle bronc riding, we've got a race.
Familiar spot. J.J. Elsher, he's back on top, number 1. Eric, I just want to spur some ponies right behind him at number 2. But Danger DeMoss just jumped up to number 5. So let's see how the race unfolds.
That's a big jump from 18 to number 5 for DeMoss. Good job. Time now to award our Kershaw Cutting Edge Performance Highlight of the Night. Cord, who do you have?
Justin, I think this is the first time I've ever had the same Kershaw Cutting Edge Performance 2 weeks in a row. Jared Keelan earns it again on Barcode from Pickett Pro Rodeo.
No doubt about it. There's nothing like the best ride, and there's nothing like a Kershaw. Now let's hand out the top bucking honors with the Bismarck Ranch Big Buck of the Night. This award goes to the top performing animal, and Kelly, you've got him.
Yeah, my Bismarck Ranch Big Buck of the Night has got to go to Freckled Frog of Pickett Rodeo. This horse is pretty, bucks good across there. He's got a little bit of fade to him, but I promise you this is the horse that the bareback riders all want to draw. Good job, Freckled Frog.
Our Bismarck Big Buck of the Night is sponsored by our good friend Neil Wanless and the crew at Bismarck Ranch, where they promote sustainable agriculture. Bismarck Ranch, ranching the way nature intended. Next week, we move north in the Lone Star State as the 2015 PRS Real Rodeo Tour rolls into the land of the Big Texan. Amarillo for the 2015 Amarillo Open. For Cord McCoy, Kelly Timberman, and Kayla Zadell, thank you for inviting us into your homes tonight. I'm Justin McKee. See you next week.